Okay, so part two of our January 12th check-in, an example of evaluation. So we talked about where Rwanda is going to be, what Rwanda is striving for, which is to be an administrative hub when it comes to investor capital investment companies. So now what you can do if you are just brand new, and this is actually an idea that I might pitch to some of the business owners that I know here in America. What kind of company can you start from scratch that is going to be successful in Rwanda's economy? So think about a service that is going to be needed as we move along and as we get closer to 2050. Industries that are growing: data science, data analysis, an industry that will always be necessary: accounting. And also, because we're going to be, we want to have something to do with the capital markets. Also, think of a position. It doesn't even have to be a broker. So you can have many licenses from Rwanda's capital markets. One of them is being a broker. You can be an investment advisor. So there are a lot of licenses that you can have. But in order to even get that license, you have to have some sort of formal training. And in anticipation of that, Rwanda has arranged for residents in Rwanda to take a capital markets to get a capital market certificate at a 50%. So you get 50% off when you register for exams that will help you get a certificate. So those are the things we're looking at. Industries that are growing, data analysis, an industry that will always be needed. It's been there since time immemorial: accounting. And also, because we're going to be working within the capital markets, we have to have some sort of training that has to do with the capital markets in Rwanda. So as an example, I'm just going to pitch to you all a company whose valuation can be, it's a good valuation in my opinion, and I will share my spreadsheet in this video. So as an example, let's say that we have a professional services company. That's what this company is going to do, is offer professional services, specifically accounting, data analysis. So we're going to have data analysts, we're going to have accountants, and we're going to have not really brokers, but let's say we're going to have admins of businesses that are going to be either listed on the stock exchange or that want to get in the process of being listed. So we're going to tap into three growing these three markets are definitely going to grow in Rwanda. Why? Because of Vision 2050. Also because of the policy of the government of Rwanda in terms of bringing in investors, making it easy for new businesses to be registered and for you to start doing business in Rwanda. So they're really making this environment almost like a no-brainer, so that if you want to start a company in Rwanda, it's very easy. Now the issue is, what is the industry? Who are going to be your customers? Now the customers are going to be primarily the West, businesses in the West. Why? Because that's really what we're striving to do. We're striving to provide administration at a lower cost. So countries like Singapore are already doing that. The Philippines are doing that. So we're going to provide administrative support at a lower cost, which will in turn allow investors and shareholders to have higher dividends, to keep, to have higher dividends, to keep more of the profit in their pockets. So the startup costs are going to be the following. So one thing that we can do, so we all know, and if you don't know this, you're welcome, I'm letting you know now, the Google Corporation offers training certificates online. So you can pay for a for a data analysis certificate. It's $39 or $30 a month. I think it's $30 a month. You pay for it on Coursera. So startup costs in this example, we're going to have 10 people in Rwanda. So your best bet would be if you could have 10 either 10 graduates. So if someone has just graduated from university, that would be your candidate. Get 10 new graduates to go through this training with the Google Corporation. All they will need is a laptop and the fees to be paid. And the fee is just $30 every month. So you have 10 people, $30 every month. And this certificate particularly shouldn't take you more than a year to finish, because on the Coursera website, which is where you would pay for the certificate, they advise, they let you know that all you need is about 10 hours a week. So for someone that has just graduated, they can put in 20 hours a week, if not even 30 hours a week, depending on their enthusiasm. So you have 10 new graduates, pay for a subscription for a year. Within 1 year, they will have that Google data analysis certificate. Next, you have 10 new data analysts. What can you do with it? Well, we're going to bid for contracts. We're going to bid for contracts from companies in the West. We're going to have data analysis services for companies in the West. How is that going to work specifically in terms of getting a contract? What I would do, for example, let's call this company, ABC Data Analysis, okay? Register an affiliate company here in the US called ABC Data Analysis. This ABC Data Analysis will bid for contracts with companies here in the United States. Let's say, and by the way, the average salary for a data analyst when they're starting out is about $67,000 a year. So that would be about 67 million Rwandan francs. So in this example, if we even want to keep it simple and we say, wow, even if the economy is really going horribly, right? With 10 new data analysts, I do believe it's possible to get 10 contracts at $10,000 each. You have 10 contracts, $10,000 each. That's $100,000 revenue in 1 year. The way that it would work is ABC Data Analysis US, the US affiliate, bids for contracts, gets those contracts. Now, they are paid from the US. They have a US bank account. The revenue is paid in a US bank account. Next, you send that revenue to Rwanda, and your data analysis team is paid from a Rwanda bank account, and they are servicing really the US market, but it goes through a US affiliate. So The goal would be, let's say we bid for 10 contracts at 10K each, but really it's going to be much higher than that because the average salary is 67,000. So even if you bid for, a company and you say, well, we're a startup, we're a startup registered in, for example, New Hampshire, and we will provide, data analysis to your business at 20K. That's a big difference. It's a big discount. So 100,000 USD revenue in year one is absolutely possible, and you have 10 people to work as a team, and so that's something that's definitely possible. So other costs that would be involved in starting this data analysis, this data analysis revenue stream, you pay for a registration for a US company. You pay for training for 1 year for new graduates. You also have to pay for the electronics. So laptop, especially you should probably have 2 monitors, laptop and monitor. So you're going to pay for electronics. You're going to need to pay for office space, of course, and office space in Kigali is much cheaper. And that should be it. So for 1 year at least, while you have these new recruits training, all we need to pay for: office space, their electronics, and make sure they have data so they can learn. Now, the thing with training, we have to remember that while people are training, they also have to eat. So that's why it's not recommended that they train for 40 hours a week, which is a full work week in the US. But they can train for 20 hours. Half the time they're training, the other half they can be doing their own thing and earning a living. So that's the first segment that I wanted to pitch to you all, which is a growing industry: data analysis, data science. What can we do to service that growing industry? We can register a US affiliate here in the United States. Also in Rwanda, what we do is we get 10 new graduates to get a data analysis certificate from the Google Corporation. This training period can take 1 year. After this training period, the US affiliate will bid for data analysis contracts in the US market, and they will get those contracts because their bids would be lower. So now, once they get those bids and they get those contracts, they will hire the Rwanda affiliate to provide the work. So revenue for this segment, I have it at 100,000 USD the first year. So if training goes on for 2022, that means that revenue of 100,000 is really for 2023, because this is not something that happens quickly. You have to have training. Once everyone is trained, you have to bid. And once you get those bids, that's when people can start working. So it should take, from training to getting the contracts, between definitely more than a year. But if we do this very well, there's no reason why we cannot get 10 contracts, paid for by, February or March, after the training period. So this is just example 1, segment 1. I do have 2 other examples that I want to share. I don't want my videos to be too long, so we're just going to stop it here for data analysis, and I will continue with the other 2 segments that I want to talk about. Thank you for watching, and we will be right back.